Attention gamers. If you've paid attention to the site that Kick is trying to kick out lately, you would notice there's a new neighbor on the block, and everyone from VTubers to molding midgets have been playing it, which made me curious. At first it looks like League of Legends camera angles had a baby with the current Battle Royale meta, where the devs gave an oddly specific description of the art style they wanted, and seeing as it isn't filled with 8-year-olds it already beats Fortnite, and since no one is telling anyone else to kill themselves it beats League, so I figured I would give it a try, and in just a few days it's been some of the more fun times I've had on a video game in a while.
You can revive Jason still. Oh, the one shot. Come on, Paul. Let's go, baby. Do it, baby. Oh, dude, Paul. They're all dead. All right, go res. Wait, trade.
But it wasn't all peachy dreamy kills and little boy laughs, as my first half hour on this game left me more overstimulated than a kid who watches Coco Melon, as there's stuff flashing everywhere at me on the HUD and some rogue hamster up my ass trying to light me on fire, so I figured as a public service I would give the quick RAV rundown of SUPERVIVE before showing you how someone with this many wins clutches so many of his games. Now the short version of this guide is to play this hoe, aka my auto attacks are a Jin ult, and anyone who plays me is officially elo inflated. I cannot wait until I see your spunky ponytail get nerfed into the ground. But the slightly longer version starts with Champ Select, or as the vibe of Super calls, Hunters. Hunters come in a lot of shapes and sizes, ranging from your stereotypical big booty babes with guns to the guy who never treated that bee sting he got on his arm that one time, but the categories break down to your damage dealers, your bruisers or frontliners, your e-girls, and then something called controllers, which as of right now just seems to be the weirdos that didn't fit into one of the other categories. Each hunter has your typical MOBA amount of abilities, but if you're coming from League of Legends, these keybinds are going to make you feel extremely drunk for a bit. As my first game I was practically paralyzed figuring out how to go about these binds. You can either change them or just not be a bitch, as they just require some piano player dexterity to build up before you are playing rushy with your eyes closed. The movement is your standard WASD aka movement, but there's double jumps where you can glide, which is basically the most fun mechanic in retail WoW. The only downside is if you get hit while gliding, it's like being a bird that gets shot down, and if this happens when you are flying between islands you are dead out of luck. If you are 900 IQ like me, you can use this to your advantage. Like here, I flew across the sky knowing that two shitters behind me would be chasing, because like other BRs there's a storm mechanic that forces people into a smaller circle, and in this case I knew the storm would herd them right into the sky where I would shoot them down.
I won't rest till they're all...
Oh yeah, did I mention there's a train? This brings me to the map that at first sight looks like it needs a strong dose of Accutane, so let's break down what's going on here. This is what you see at the beginning of every game. The blue zone is where the proverbial battle bus is going to pass through, and when you are the drop leader you decide exactly when you and your team go skydiving by clicking anywhere within this zone. If you have social anxiety making decisions on behalf of others, you can press Z to Prozac those responsibilities to someone else. The purple moles are NPC camps that you can think of like jungle spawns that give you XP, and little jizz rocks that level up your items. Your items are shown down here, and the ones you start with are based on what you select after you pick your hero. Going full damage is for the big dick gamers, and this gives you 2 swords and a pair of Nikes. Full tank is 2 helmets, and hybrid is for the indecisive anxiety-ridden people who just want one of each. All items upgrade through rarities, and there's a lot of details, so what I recommend is just to look for the icon on which option the game recommends, because after like 3 days playing this there's no shot in shit you'll know what's best for your character more than the literal creators of the game. There's concepts of day and night with soft level caps on each day to avoid people giga farming and then snowballing hard, because we all know how absolute ass that can feel. There's a lot of details around how to go above cap, but it breaks down to finding other players and making them your bitch, which brings me to killing. When you kill a player they get knocked, which in this game means they have to do their best little balloon animal blowfish impersonation and crawl around like a useless piece of dead weight until they either bleed out or a teammate bails them out. Or you can be a capital D dickhead like me and trigger a Mortal Kombat finishing sequence, which going into a cinematic mid-team fight can be risky, but as a League player I always find it worth it to go that extra toxic mile. It's worth noting, even if your balloon animal wisp knocked bleeds out, you can still get rest at any time if a teammate goes to one of these icons on the map, does some sacred voodoo dance near a statue, and then voila, you aren't stuck spectating for 20 minutes. Between the gliding mechanic, The soft level caps, and the amount of reses in the game, you can tell the devs really thought about quality of life for gamers, but just when you say they thought of everything, they also add a way for you to embarrass your friends for having bad reflexes, and those are vaults. They look like this on the map and are little areas full of fat loot, but to break into them one player has to perform a reflex test that looks like this, only to fail 90% of the time and shamefully walk away letting someone else try, which is the perfect form of public humiliation all gamers need. There's a shit ton more to this game around passives, consumables, map affixes and other stuff, so if you want a deeper guide let me know in the comments, but for now I'd like to walk you through one of my recent clutch games to show how you can rack up more victory royales than a 2018 ninja. Alright, so my team decides to go with the Battle Bunny healer and me as our damage dealing assassin aka Angelina Jolie. Then we had a bomb rat frontliner and SUPERVIVE's version of Blitzcrank as the fourth. I was representing the League of Legends player in this squad, but the others were being played by some familiar faces. The bus path revealed that the first drop location would have a legendary vault and a bunch of creep camps, which also meant everyone including us would be landing there. As you see, each of these icons means a full squad will be suicide bombing down, and you can see everyone and their fat Aunt Betty free falling and puckering their butts for a level 1 shit fest.
Where's everybody?
It's easy to get more scattered than a flock of pigeons after a gunshot here, but we followed the buddy system and eventually grouped up.
Oh, hi guys.
We're in a full-blown turf war until their healer trips over himself, and I use the opportunity to stack enough passives on him to be the recipient of my dash and get dick combo, which rewards yours truly with first blood. We get the ELO inflated sniper low, but I resist the temptation to chase unlike some people because I want to stick with the team and shoo away the bad guys, and I thought it was going well until I heard this.
I'm dead.
Oh,
Half your allies are down.
Which meant 30 seconds into the game I too would be a knocked out cat doing its favorite fat blowfish impersonation, and seeing as 3 of the 4 of us were down, our fate would now be in the hands of a single flame throwing fox.
Enemy Oracle online.
After a long lonely journey she arrives at the resurrection beacon as Soda makes a snarky
I
comment,
made it.
You did it. All right, we're back in the game. Surely we can come in first.
which was hilarious considering we may have gotten rezzed, but we were level 1s with no items against stacked soft level cap teams who were on our ass, and our only option was to run. We tried hitting as many creeps on the way, hoping to catch up in level enough to turn on this minigun equipped Gragas, but it was clear they weren't just going to let us run.
I'm just dead. It's fine, just run without me. We just gotta get one of us out.
I made the seemingly moronic decision to break off from my team members, but we had a plan. Vey would die and do nothing, and then Emmy would lure them over to her, letting them think she was our only hope, trying to res us to the west, only to die just in time for me to reunite the family far away from that danger.
Oh my
200
God.
IQ.
Oh shit.
Alright, we're
Yo.
back.
But our bliss of getting bailed out only lasted for so long until we got pincered by another team. I used my only dash to get away, and it was looking bleak until
I got someone.
Soda stunned a hoe dead center, and I wasn't going to let it go to waste. Now they were on the run, and we were going to pick every last one of them off for trying to whack us when we were weak, as I decided to take a slight detour so that I could be the one to launch a quick game of Surprise Your Staple to the Wall Girl, which was a fan favorite.
Let's go.
It was now nighttime, and for the first time since the beginning of this pissing festival we had a moment to breathe and tell each other spooky stories by the campfire. At one point we even found a vault.
I got it.
Damn, okay, you're like that.
Shit.
And it was stacked.
Tactical nuke.
Then our focus was on getting into a good position for late game far away from the storm, and towards a supply drop that was like a little loot pinata, but we weren't alone.
Up.
I missed my grip. I'm bad, stupid, and ugly.
Luckily the other team pussied out knowing it was late in the game and not wanting to risk their victory royale, so we peeled off, shared some gold with each other to update our stuff at a local shop, and prepped for the final battles. The storm was closing in, but I was ready to prove myself as a League of Legends player in this MOBA styled fighter, so I will let the end of this round play out organically so that you can see how it finished.
I just need XP.
We can go to that major boss, right? Oh, people here. Uh-oh.
Up, they're here.
Uh-oh. I sent your grip in. I got someone. They're
He's
just
bugged, he's
not
bugged.
moving.
I'm ulting in, I'm in.
Stun people.
Got my ult on Soda, no big deal.
But
Triple knock.
god.
Oh, yo, that boss is really fucked up.
Oh shit. I didn't expect him to hurt someone. Hey!
And so it ended with the hard-stuck League player clutching a Quadra for the final kill, and that is why I think every League of Legends player should try this game, because it's actually a blast and the mechanics kind of transfer over. It's free to try right now, or you can wish list it on Steam, so I will drop a link for it in the description. And with that, SUPERVIVE out.